Hello everybody, welcome. I'm Christy here at My Artful Adventures, and today I am in an event with Sacred Treasure House, which is a Facebook group, and there's no cost to join that. And today is Nature Awareness Day, and that's what our theme is in the group today. So I am hoping that you will pop in and let me know that you're here. Say hello. I'd like to know who's here. And hang on one second while I refresh here so I can see the comments, you guys. So hi Bernice, how are you doing today? All right, just one second here and we'll get everything underway. I hope you're having a great day today. Hey Deborah, thank you. So one more thing here and I'll be good to go. All right. There, thanks for your patience, you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And we've just been having so much fun over here in Sacred Treasure House. Hi, Deborah. I'm fine. How are you doing today? So we are going to get going here. You know, one of the problems with doing our crafting is that you never know how long it's going to take. Hi. Right? Hi, Sue. I'm trying to talk and tell stuff all at the same time. There's Jackie. Welcome everybody. So thanks for sharing that out. I appreciate that. Boy, I was about to be a couple minutes late. We'd lost power last night and for just a short amount of time, and when I thought I had everything ready to go, and all of a sudden when I hit go, all of a sudden I realized my facing camera down wasn't on, and I had to take a second and fix that. You know, it seems like it doesn't matter how ready you think you are. Sometimes there's just something at the last minute, right? There's some kind of a wrench that gets thrown into the mix. So before we get started, let me tell you real quick. I know that many of you are aware of our Summer Sun special event that we are having as part of Sacred Treasure House, and you can join that. And oh my goodness, it is in June. Now, when is it in June? Oh my goodness, you guys, I just spaced it. Let me look real quick. I'm so sorry. It's 2 days in June, and 19th and 20th. So it's the 19th and 20th in June. And you can get a kit from one of our creative crafters, and then you can craft along with them. And so each kit is $14.99 plus shipping, and then $6 to join the group. And the $6 is because there's all kinds of fun things going on, you guys, and lots of door prizes and gift cards and other fun things. So it's not just going to somebody to make money. I mean, it's used and goes back into the group for you guys, and so it's a fun thing. And let me show you real quick what my project is, in case you want to do that. So just let me know. So basically altogether it's about $28. Hey Constance, how are you? Hey Deborah. So this is the one. Oh, I guess I gotta change the view. This is the little painting that we're gonna do. It's just an 8x10 painting. I think 8x10s are, you know, kind of not intimidating. Oops, I forgot to do this. There we go. They're not so intimidating, and you know what? You can have a bunch of 8x10s around. They're not in your way, and you've got plenty of room for more fun stuff. So it's just sunflowers, and I've left this area over here. I do have something that you can put in there for a phrase if you want to. You can leave it blank if you want to. So you know, it is just, you know, it's whatever you want to you know, do with that part. I just kind of like it. I love sunsets, so I don't really mind it like that. And then what comes with it, you get a whole kit. You've got a plate to use for your paint palette. You've got everything you need in here except a place to do it, and you know, your water container. So otherwise your canvas is here, your little paint palette, you got some paper towels, there's even a napkin, you got a set of brushes, and then your paints will come. And so we're gonna do it. I'll be doing it live, and so you know, when we do things like that, they are recorded, and so that makes it, you know, fun, because then you can go back and, you know, you can slow it down if you need to catch up. Okay, so for today we got our nature awareness going on today, right? And you know what? Have you ever noticed how many things in, how many designs in all kinds of our life are inspired by nature? Like, here's a piece of paper. Look what that really is. It's little leaves and little scrolly things. So, you know, there's inspired by nature. What's on the other side? Flowers, inspired by nature. Here's like kind of some vines and things. Again, inspired by nature. What's on the back of it? This is just, and look at this. Even a teeny tiny design, that is really made up of some little, looks like the whole thing is leaves, a couple of different kinds of leaves. But you guys, you know, there's just it's just boundless things that are inspired by nature. And so today I'm going to make a planner cover, and that's what we're going to use is, you know, something from nature. So what we're going to do first is we are going to use this piece of paper. It's going to coordinate, again, leaves and flowers. This is going to coordinate with the rest of what we're doing. Oh my goodness, I set these things out of the way so I could show you some stuff, and now I gotta drag it back over here. Hang on one second. Let me get my cutter. I started calling it a cutting board. You know, it is kind of a cutting board, right? And so what I'm going to cut this at is, let's see, I want this going this way, so I need to cut this at 7 3/4. And my little doodad, my little blade jumped off of there. It jumped the track. So 7 3/4 that way and 9 3/4 this way. And this is going to be enough for a cover for a happy planner that is, you know, a little bit larger size. I don't know what size the pages are, but this will work for me. And that's all I need there. And I am just going to glue it right onto here. I've got a piece of chipboard that I have cut already. And I'm just going to glue this right on. And you could use double-sided adhesive if you want to, whatever you want to use. You just got to get it stuck down there real good. Make sure it's not going to come off, right? And I like to use some liquid glue because it'll give me just a minute to wiggle it into place. And the glue I like to use, usually, that I've been using a lot, it's called Reptile glue. And it was originally developed, is my understanding, for tile work. So because it was made for tile work, you can imagine all the things that'll stick, right? And somebody decided it worked great for crafting. And I use this stuff. It will stick almost anything I ever want. I got a fan blowing. It's kind of blowing this around. So now I just got to get this on. Oh, it's kind of got a rough edge. Looks like I might need to replace my blade pretty soon. And I hope, which I did, I was hoping that it would be a little larger than my chipboard so I can go back, and I wanted to make sure that it was covered, you guys. Do you ever have something you got, you know, kind of too tight or, you know, too small? You thought it was going to work and then it was too small, right? Hey, you guys, who else has come? Lisa. Lydia is here. Who else popped on? Denise. Hey, you guys, thanks for coming. Sherry's here. Sherry's going to be up after me. Her page is called Hobby House Crafts by Sherry, and she's going to be up right after me. Hi, Mandy. There's Charlotte, Jackie, Debbie. We got lots of people on this morning. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so now then, I have got this piece, or what I did was I made like a little frame, and I went into, I used my Cricut to do this. Now, actually, you could actually use a little real frame if you wanted to. I think that would be fun. I think that would be super fun to do. But I'm just going to put this on here. Oh, you guys, now, because this is a disc for a disc planner, a disc bound planner, in case you don't know this little trick, okay, see, these are done like this so that you can take your pages. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have more planners than I know what to do with, and sometimes I'll get them on sale and just use them for other things. And this one, I just loved some of the papers that it had in it. But this is what happens with these kinds of planners. You can take things in and out just as easy as this. And so it makes it super easy if you've got a, you know, a page that you need to move around, if you have some notes or something that's important that you need to, you know, put in, you want to keep in your planner. Oh, my camera got kind of bumped out of whack. Okay, so you know, that's one of the reasons I like these disc bound planners. But anyway, if you don't have these, they've got these kind of little mushroom shape holes in them. Can you see what the holes actually look like? They're not like a regular just a hole punch, but let me show you how you can take care of that. And they make special special punches that you can use for those, but the problem with that is if you get crafty like this, that's not gonna work. So what I've done, oh my goodness, you guys, I didn't even think about this. I actually need to take this cover off so I know where to make the holes. I didn't even think about that. It's always something, always something. Oh, thank you, Deborah. She says she likes my earrings. I appreciate it. Debbie says she is prepping while she watches. Hey, Diane, afternoon. Oh my goodness, you guys, it's not even afternoon for me yet. I'm in Central Time. Okay, so this is why this is bigger, because it actually is the size of this with the laminated edge. And I wanted to make it that big because that will help protect my pages. So if I swap out this one for what's already there, it's going to protect my pages, right? So I just need to mark where my little holes need to go. So I'm just going to draw a little circle here in these. So I know where they are. Now, I don't have to worry about how deep it is because I've already done that and lined it up. And I'm going to use the 3/16 inch hole on here. And it's got this little guide that you can push up and get right where you need, and then twist that little thing tight. And so it's right where you need it. So all I have to do is line this up, find my little circle, and then just punch it. And so now I've got my little punch right where it needs to go. The bad thing is sometimes these are, when you've got thicker stuff that you're pushing out, sometimes that stuff gets stuck in there and then you can't see in there again. So you're always having to do that. So you just go in here, do your little punch, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take, you could, if you've got scissors that are, you know, some of you have got hefty duty scissors. If not, just take like your little X-Acto knife, your little craft knife, and then you're just going to do two tiny little things, and you're going to have to go through this several times because that's thick. It's chipboard that we've used, so it's thick. And then you just go ahead and pull that out, clean out your little spot, and then you've got, you know, a very similar thing to that mushroom shape. And I know you can also buy other ones that are like single punches of that. But why did I do that on my craft mat? Oh my goodness. It wouldn't matter if I did it on this mat because it's made to cut on. And now I just cut through my little non-stick mat. Oh well. Hi Peggy, how are you? Oh, I can't believe I did that. Well, I kind of can. Because that's what happens, right? let me see. And I am streaming on YouTube and Facebook. Guess I better get my comments up here in case somebody on YouTube. Most people that are watching live are usually on Facebook. Every once in a while somebody will catch us live over there too. So okay, so then we just go ahead and do all that. So I just wanted to show you how to do that. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start doing this. We're gonna make this little frame. Part of these I cut out of just a regular cardstock, and we're just gonna glue them together. Then the other thing I used, I just took a sheet out of this because I'm gonna paint it. I'm gonna paint it when we get them glued together. We're gonna put several layers together, and then so I took this because I can paint on this mixed media, and it's not super heavy. So it was easy to cut through, but the problem with not heavy is then it's hardly thick enough for what you want it to use if you're making a little frame. So today we're going to make it a little frame. I'm just going to glue 4 of these together, and you might think, well, that's silly, that's not even hardly, if it's paper or very thin cardstock, what's that going to do? You'd be surprised. It actually will give you just enough depth that it gives it a little bit more dimension. So I'm going to glue that one on there. I'm going to glue the next one on. How are you guys doing today? What's up? What's your weather like where you are? Tell me where you're watching from. Hey, Michelle. Yes, Lydia says she has so many notebooks for taking notes of things. Yes, that can be very true. Okay, and then this one, I do have a specific side I want to use to paint on that. You can do either side, but I want the one side that's not quite so smooth. So how many of you are already in the Summer Sun event? I'm curious. And tomorrow I'm going to be in there, and we're going to have a card class tomorrow. We're making Mother's Day cards in there. So I've given everybody a hint of what to bring. Everybody's using their own supplies. And kind of along that same line, I'm going to do something like that, a little bit different, in my group this Monday night, and it's called Mystery Card Night. So if you want to do Mystery Card Night, come on over and join my group, and you can find it in the maybe when I'm done I'll put a link in here too, but you can also look on my page, look in the link tree, and you can find the group. Actually, there should be some posts there too, and there'll be another post today. Okay, now I'm just going to put some paint down on here, and I don't have to get it super wet. Look at this color. Isn't this gorgeous? This is one of the perfect paints, and it is called Rainstorm. I love that. And sometimes you can just get enough paint from what you need, like out of the lid of something. Look at that. Now, I hope that was going to go with this. Yes. It'll be fine. Isn't that gorgeous? And I don't have to worry about getting it on the edges because I kind of need it to be around the edges so we don't have any of the white showing. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I love this color. Oh, Sissa's here too. Hi, Sissa. Okay. And then also, we got all kinds of events and fun things coming up too, you guys. If you haven't checked out the event that is going to be in August down in Florida, check that out too. All kinds of fun things going on. Okay. So I didn't want to get it super wet because I don't, you know, paper, even if it's mixed media paper, it doesn't really love a lot of water. You can, you know, it can take small amounts, but you don't need to, you know, try to just get it as wet as possible. Okay, now I'm going to try to get around the outside edges real quick. I have to turn, see what I can. It's hard if you, once you're getting everything painted, you guys, right? Then there's nowhere left to touch, to hang on. You know, one thing I love about these kind of non-stick mats like this is you can just take them and wipe everything off when you're done. Okay, let's just kind of, oh, that one didn't. That one still has. Now, you know, I'm not going to worry too much because this is going to be covered up for the most part. Or a lot of this is going to be covered. Okay. Let's get a little bit more on there. But I love these. It has a little bit of shimmer to it, these paints. Oh my goodness, they are just gorgeous. All right, now let me put my brush in the water for 1 second. Don't leave your brushes in water very long, you guys. You'd be better off to, you know, kind of get the paint off, and then you could, you know, wrap them in a damp paper towel or do something, but don't leave them very long in the water. It's not good for them. They don't like it. So I'm just going to get that paint out, and I'm not going to dry it off a lot, just so it's not soaking wet. Let's set it over this side. I'm going to just, as long as I'm here, wipe this off real quick with my wet wipe. And now that I'm doing that, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that I didn't put on an apron, you guys. I'm a messy crafter, and that was dangerous. But I think I'm good. Okay, now we're just gonna put this over here to dry for a bit. If I was in a hurry, I could go ahead and use, oh my goodness, I could use, you know, the heat tool, but I don't really think I need to do that right now. Hi, Susan, how are you? All right. Who else popped in? Let me check and see who else is here. Okay. Do we have two Michelles here? Yes, I think we've got 2 Michelles with us right now. Okay, now then, let's go ahead and let me show you what we're doing here. This is my paper that I decided to use. Isn't this gorgeous? What has happened here? Well, I thought it bumped down a lot, but you know what? It's always, I'm sure that you find yourself working more towards you, right? It just seems to be kind of easier when you're working towards yourself. I'm going to go ahead and move my craft mat. Ah, it's stuck. It's kind of sticky on one side, which was the great thing about those, and I'm kind of sad. I tried to get another one. I've never seen any more like those. They were from Close to My Heart, and oh, this could have used a little bit more. Oh well. It'll work. It'll work. But anyway, they had been from Close to My Heart, and they were kind of tacky on one side, so when you put it down, it didn't slide all over. So here's what I've done so far. I already got started. This was kind of over here. So I got this one cut out already. So you know what you're going to do is you're going to just fussy cut. And as you see all of these things, you need to kind of look and see, well, what can I cut out that is like on top of each other? I mean, that would be the top layer that I could get a whole flower out, or it doesn't matter if I kind of trim around something. So that's just kind of, you know, you just go with it, right? You just look, you decide what you're going to do, and you just cut. And so a lot of times it's easier. Now I'm going to have to, sometimes if you just cut out your piece that you're going to be working on, that can be very helpful. And so then as you're cutting, now I can cut into here, and then you're going to see a lot of times you're just going to turn your paper more than your scissors. And when you're doing small things, that just kind of works better for some reason. And let's see. So we're just going to cut these out. And it's kind of hard to cut and then read comments, but I'm going to. You made a card yesterday. Oh, fun. Sissa said she's making cards. Yeah, so we're going to make, what, you made your card to send yesterday already? Okay. Did you know we're doing a card day in Sacred Treasure House is that what you're talking about is for the card swap? So we're going to go through, and in there's a list of what to bring. So it's sort of a mystery card. I'm actually going to show you 2 cards tomorrow. And it's like one of those deals where sometimes cards don't have to be really hard to be pretty. Okay, so I've got a couple of things here. So I don't think I want to glue them all down until I see what I'm doing. Okay, I think this one here, I can cut out this leaf, and then at the end, at the edge of the leaf, even though this is running off of the paper, I can grab that and just make it look like it was the point, not like it was squared off, like it ran off the edge of the paper. So usually if you've got, a print like this, a large print, I'm going to just go ahead and cut it out like it is for now, and then we'll give it a little point. Or, you might even just wait until you get them all together and then decide what is going to work best. Maybe we're going to put it in a spot where it's going to be covered up and it doesn't even need to be pointy on that edge, right? You never know. So you would just cut your flowers all out. And you know what? By all means, you wouldn't, if you had, some other things that you wanted to use that were just already flowers, you wouldn't even have to do this. And you guys, you know what? I was thinking about this earlier. See how well this blue coordinates with this piece of paper? These are from my stash, and I have had them eons. And they were both papers from Stampin' Up! From years ago. They were probably even in 2 separate collections because, well, you saw the other side of that. I mean, it doesn't go with this at all. Oh, here it is right here. I mean, this did not go with this collection. This had the pretty things like I was showing you over here. These were other things to that collection. So all of these, go together. But as I was looking through, I thought, well, what am I going to use for the cover? I hate to cut the backs of those other ones just for like a more solid color. And so, which, is it's called paper hoarding. But I saw this and I thought, well, does that blue go? And so I pulled it out and I thought, oh yeah, that's going to work perfect. Well, when you stay within a paper line, they make things to coordinate. And so, it makes it easy to find things that are going to work together. What happened to that? Didn't I just do oh, phew. I'm like, didn't I do a blue flower already? Oh my goodness. Okay, this one, let me see here. This one has the whole flower. Let me see which part of that I could do. I don't know. You spend all this time looking like, now which part am I going to do next? Oh, this would be kind of fun. I like this piece. I'm going to trim this one out because I like the idea of having some of these that will kind of flow around the frame. So here's another one that will work. So I'm just going to trim it out. Okay, now even though this has got these little doohickeys here, I'm not going to try and save those. That's just going to be, they're not really going to be attached very well. I mean, I could glue them down, but I don't need them. So I'm just going to cut these. Then we're going to get enough of these and get started on getting them glued down. So Sissa was saying she got her, let me see what she's saying. It's a busy time right now. It's always a busy time, right? So I wanted to get it done. I didn't know you were doing this tomorrow. Oh, yep. In the Summer Sun event. Oh my goodness, you guys, I was looking for my scissors. They were in my hands. I tell you, who's with me? Does your brain just feel like it goes a million miles an hour? It's like I'm thinking of so many things at once. I saw the funniest graphic one time. It was a graphic of like men and women, and it was like the men's brain, it was like they took one thing out at a time. It was like these little boxes, like little drawers, and they would take one out at a time and do it. And the women's were like, you know, a bunch of gears, and it showed all this stuff going in and out, and it was just so funny. And I told my husband, I go, oh man, I go, I feel like this is so true. He's even the kind of person that, and I know this is not just men, but I think it's sometimes more often men than it is women, but on his computer he'll have like one tab open at a time. And I went out there to do something the other day, and so I opened another one, and oh, I thought he was gonna panic. And then when he's there, he goes, can I close these? Can I close them now? Can I close them? He goes, you know, I only like one at a time open. I go, yeah, well, I said, usually I'm doing enough stuff. I can't have one at a time open. I'd never get anything done. I'd always be going back to whatever I had, you know, I'd have to open what I just closed. But yeah, I'm not a, tell me in the comments, are you a one tab kind of person or more? You can put one or more. I want to know. Goodness, I've been blabbing just nonstop. I haven't asked you anything. That's not very interactive and fun. Sorry. Yeah, tell me if it's, do you do one or more? Okay. Decisions are hard when we have so many options. Well, that's the truth, especially like on this paper. I'm trying to decide which ones I'm going to use here. I think my frame is probably just about dry. And here's another part right here that comes, you know, like out. I'm just going to clip that off. Just because it's printed on the paper doesn't mean you have to include it in what you're cutting. So, and these, I mean, I've got enough stuff here, like with the little stem, that's going to be, you know, kind of delicate. So I'll need to make sure I can get that, you know, glued down. And the other thing about when you're using little papers like this and you've fussy cut stuff out, you know, you don't have to, now I'm going around pretty close and trimming all the edge off. But you know, a lot of times if you've got something rather small, what you can do is you can take it and cut a little bit, leave a little border around it. Oh, Sue says she's a one kind of gal. Party tabs. There's more. About 50 tabs. Yes, Diane says mini. 50. Oh, that's probably how mine is too. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's get this part glued down. And I'm just going to put it, you know, I think I'm actually, let's see. If I put it off, well, I was going to say if I do this, I could get more flowers on one side. But I'm afraid, I don't know. I'll probably just, let's just put it in the center. Where's our glue? Let's just kind of center it. So we'll just get that glued on. Who else? One tab or more. Sometimes I'll admit, sometimes I get lost in my own chaos, and I might even have more than one browser open. How's that for you? A browser with many more tabs. And then I'll go back and it's like, where did I have that? I thought I still left that open. And then it's like, oh yeah, you did, but it's in a different browser. Okay. I'm going to tip this up a little bit. Kind of. And it doesn't really have to, you know, you could put it up higher, down lower, whatever you want to do. I love that paint color. Isn't that gorgeous? It actually, and it doesn't look bad on camera. It actually looks better in person, the color. The color looks a little bit more, well, you know, if I tip it like this is more like what I see in person, what you can see now. Okay, so let's see how we're doing here. So we've got some fun things going on. And I mean, we can just put, and we could put stuff all the way around if we wanted to. It doesn't, you know, it just depends on how many things there are. Well, this one, let's see. Well, this kind of looks like it needs to be this way, doesn't it? The little flower is facing that way. This could maybe go along here. Then what about this guy? Maybe we could double up in there. And it doesn't matter if it comes out here. I mean, maybe you could write something in here, or, you know, put a little label or something for whatever, you know, maybe you've got a specific thing that you're using this planner for. And oh my goodness, this is like the other day when I did those doodled flowers, those colorful ones. I thought I was gonna lose my mind trying to get them where I wanted them before I glued them down, because, you know, you get these few flowers and they're just going everywhere, going every which way, you guys. Okay, well, that's kind of a good start. What do you think? I like that. Diane says she's doing about 5 things right now. Isn't that the way we are? Yeah. And Susan was so inspired design. She's saying, yeah, she's always got a bunch going. All right. Let's see what else we can find on here. Now this one is pretty, and you know, we could get use out of this flower here and just cut the edge ourselves. I'll show you, you know, maybe what you want to do is, if you've got a piece like this is crossing over here, this little green part is crossing into our little flower. But you know what, we'll just trim that off and nobody will even know. We're the only ones that'll know. How many of you are always finding a way to hide some boo-boo that you may have done on a craft? Tell me. How many times do you usually go with plan A? Does it come out just like you wanted, or are you on to, you know, plan B or C? I don't know. Maybe I don't want to know if everybody else, if plan A works for you, Oh my goodness, that might make me feel bad. Because usually plan A never works for me. Okay, so now here we are. I'm getting to this little part right here. And I'm just going to wiggle my scissors around here. And nobody will ever know that I took liberty with the design. Right? So this is a nice way to use, a paper that's got kind of a larger print that you might think, what in the world would I do with that? Which I had seen these papers in my stash and I'm like, oh, I love those papers. And, they are certainly inspired by nature. So Nature Awareness Day today for our theme. And I'm like, you know what though? What am I going to do with those big prints? And I kept thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I thought, well, who says I have to leave them on the paper? Maybe I'll cut them apart. But yeah, I mean, some of these papers that you love, the print, it's like, I bought it because I loved the paper, the colors, the whole design. And then it just sat here because I couldn't decide what in the world I ever wanted to do. And it was too pretty to use. Oh my goodness. If you use papers and they're too pretty to use, give me some hearts. Let me know I'm not alone. So there's another one. And maybe we won't, maybe some of these you end up cutting off the stem. That can happen too. And let's see. I'm trying to see if all of these bigger, kind of more like a daisy, I'm trying to see if they're all the same. Nope, that one's different, but it's got something way into this part, so I don't really like that. Well, I wish they if they would have kind of flip-flopped them. Yeah, that one is, but I don't like that. Okay, well, here's another one down here. I'm just going to go ahead and cut into this and do this flower. So we'll just, I'll just keep cutting these out and I'll do that. But yeah, you guys, so we've got the Summer Sun event in Sacred Treasure House, and you get your, what's the, easiest way to do is if you haven't seen all the kits that are available, you can let Tanya from Timeless Treasures with Tanya, you can let her know and that you want to do that, and she will invoice you for the $6, and then you can get in there and pick your kit if you want to. If you know somebody who you have seen their kit and you want to do that, you could just go ahead and just pay for it all together, and then then the creator can send Tanya the $6 and we'll get you into the group right away. So we've got lots of ways we can make it work, and I hope some of you will paint the little sunflower picture with you. Let me pull it out again in case you didn't see it. I think we've got a lot of people who came on here afterwards. So here's the one that I'm going to do. This is the little sunflower picture, and it's an 8x10, so it's easy. It's not going to take you very long to do it. And then you can go ahead, and if you want to put something over here, it's, you can put maybe a word or two. I did have a little phrase, but then when I put it on an 8x10, it made it kind of small. So, I think you could use a paint pen to write something. You could do some kind of a rub-on with a little phrase. Whatever you want to do, that would work. And then it comes with, all the goodies. It's on a canvas, and then you get your little paint tray, a paper towel, a little pack of brushes, your paints. There's even an apron here. Your paints. This paint has almost escaped. So basically all you need is your own water container and a place to paint. So that's kind of fun. It'll be kind of a paint party for us, you guys. So all together with everything, it's about $28. So $15 for the kit, or $14.99. Sorry, $14.99 for the little kit, and plus shipping, and then your $6 to get into the group. So all told, it's about $28. And then for those of you who didn't hear, then again, I'm having a fun mystery card night next Monday night in my free group on Facebook. And so you guys can pop on over. If you aren't in the group, let me know. There is already a pinned post there. It's a featured post, and there's the link to the group right in it, in the post. And there'll be more information coming. And I hope if you're in the Summer Sun event, you're going to do cards with us tomorrow. I've given everybody, the information. I think it's fun to be able to, do something like that as a group. You can use your own supplies and just have fun. Okay, so there's those two. Let's see. Maybe one more. See if we can find a bigger leaf. Really? Well, there's this one. I can do this one. Let me just cut this out. Then I think we've got just enough time to glue our pieces on and call it done. Okay, I'm just going to set that to the side, and then we'll just do this and glue them down. Okay, let me get back over here and see what's going on. What are you guys talking about? Okay, somebody said it was cool. Who said it was cool? Where they are? Well, now I lost them. Hey, Jeannie, how are you doing? Hard to get to bed with all the things we do along the way. I tell you, that's true. And you know what? My husband always, makes fun of the things I like to watch on TV. I'm always watching some kind of mystery. And a lot, they're the murder mysteries. But anyway, any kind of a mystery. Why do the mysteries always have to involve that, though? Have you ever noticed? So often. But anyway, I find it somewhat, any of the mysteries, I find it, whatever's going on, that's not true. I don't know that they all are. There's like medical shows and stuff too. I like to watch those. But, it just gives me something else completely different to think about. And I kind of turn my brain off of, all the things I have going on and the things I'm planning and doing and need to do. And I guess that's why, to me, it's kind of relaxing to do that. To just, unplug from my own stuff that I'm doing. There's some crafter, and I can't remember who she is. She has a thing that's like something like Monday and Mystery Monday or something, and they talk about some kind of a mystery thing while she's crafting. And I thought, oh, that would be fun. Super fun. But this Monday, we're going to do cards, you guys. We're going to do a mystery. What's a mystery card? I'm going to let you know in my group what you need to bring, and then we're going to have a mystery card night. Who thinks that sounds fun? Donna says she likes to craft while watching TV. A lot of times when I'm watching something, I have to pay attention, because if I'm not paying attention and watching what's going on, the next thing I know, I don't know what's going on. I've missed something. So that's always kind of annoying. All right, so now we just have to find how we're going to place these. And you know what? Sometimes when you're doing something like this, if I put this down here, I can put this one up here. That would be kind of pretty there. What about this guy? Yeah. He's kind of small, but let's see if we can trade these two. Put this one back up where it was. I kind of wish this one had, and it could go into this other area. Okay, I can tell I'm going to cut this part off. Okay. All right. Oh, have you ever heard me so quiet? Oh my goodness. Okay, let's do this. Let's just tack it down a little bit so we can start getting our placement. Then if we just put a tiny bit, it'll stay in place. We won't have to fight the fan blowing. And then if we need to tuck something, we still can get it tucked. Okay. Oh, I kind of like that. So then if I tack this down here, then it'll stay on my frame, and then I can still mess around up here. Oh, you guys, I am very pleased with it. That's a surprise. Oh my goodness. How many times, though, do you get done with something and you're like, oh, I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have done that? No. Ta-da, what do you think? Oh my goodness, look at that. So, I still could go back and, you know, maybe cut some other smaller pieces out of here. Let's see what we got here. You know, maybe we don't have any part of this. So, you know, I maybe could tuck some in there like that. I don't really mind being able to see the frame, though, because I love that color. But it does look, you know, I mean, all of this is pretty filled in. But, yeah, maybe just, you know, a little something, something right in here. But what do you think of that for a, you know, just a fun thing to make? And, you know, I have not put a lot of dimensionals, or I haven't made this super dimensional, because, you know, what happens when you're using a planner? You know, more often than not, you have it, you know, smashed in a bunch of between things, or, you know, maybe you're throwing it in a bag or something. This one's a little bit, I don't normally carry a bag unless it's truly a tote bag. I don't usually carry a bag that's going to be big enough to put something like this in. But I think this will be, I think I'm really happy with it. Super happy with it, you guys. Thanks, you guys. Hey, Nora. Nora jumped in. Hey, there's Kathy, our Quality Crafts by Kathy. She's here. And so following me is going to be Hobby House Crafts by Sherry. That's the name of her page. And you can just refresh your browser here and find her here, you know, on Sacred Treasure House Group, if that's where you are watching it. Donna says, I'm giving her great ideas on paper she doesn't use. Well, there you go. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help you learn how to use your paper and make all kinds of fun things. And, whether that means using your paper as it is or cutting it up, right? So I've used 2 different papers that I just had in my stash, you guys. I used one and I covered this. I need to cover something, I suppose, before I do any more work on making my little holes. I do want to cover something up because I don't really want that on the back. And this is a little bit, longer than I want, and I can go back and, trim that off too. But I would rather have it a little bit larger than my cover. And I could even still take some of that same paint and, brush along the edges when I get my other paper on here. And I think it will be, perfect. Oh, and you know what? Talking of that paint, I can just paint that on here. I've done that on chipboard before. Maybe I'll just do that since I like it so much. Yes, we can just use the same color and put it on the back. I like that for a plan. That's what I'm going to do. So we will do that. You guys, what else? Anything else we need to discuss? So again, don't forget, we've got this for our Summer Sun event in June, on June 19th and 20th. My day is the 19th is when I'll be presenting, and I'll be painting this with you. And, it's an easy little thing. Don't be scared. It's just small, and we'll have fun. We're just going to have a lot of fun that day. Everybody's got all kinds of wonderful kits. So get in the group and see what kind of kits that you might want to get. Maybe you want to get more than one kit and craft along with people. So it'll be a fun time. And then check out the Florida event that will be in August. I don't have my days right offhand. I'm so sorry. But check that out. That information is in Sacred Treasure House too. We got all kinds of fun things going on, right? Lots of new people joining us all the time. And if you haven't been following me, I would appreciate that. I would always appreciate that. She loves the page. Thank you. I love it too. Sometimes I get done, I'm like, oh man, that was embarrassing. It's like I'm gonna lose my paper crafting card. They're gonna kick me out of the membership. So that's how that goes though. So thank you. You're welcome, Kathy. I appreciate all of you being here. And if I didn't say hi to you and I missed you pop in, I apologize. I'm just so glad everybody's here. Hey Charlotte, how are you doing? An Apple computer? I don't know what you're talking about, Sissa. I'll have to go back. Mine's an Apple computer. You guys, I ditched once I started using Apple things, I had decided to do that because people were always saying if you did much with graphics or anything like that, that that Apple things were probably the way to go, and that they were easy. They had all kinds of things that made it easy, great software and stuff. And so I just kind of poo-pooed that for a long time. Besides, we got great deals on IBM computers. My husband worked for IBM for like 35 years, and so we always got some great deals on those computers. And so, we were kind of loyal to that. And then at some point, I jumped ship. I'm like, I got to try something else. I'm so tired of this. I'm tired of dealing with all of these problems. And so not so much, and it wasn't the computers. I didn't have trouble with my computers. It was just, all the software and all the craziness. And so, once I started using some Apple products, I never went back. And yeah, they're not cheap, that's for sure, but I enjoy them, and they're easy for me to use. So, and that's what you have to consider sometimes. If it makes your life easier and that's what you want to use, then, that's what you need to do, I guess, right? Thank you. Thanks, Diane. Let's see. You guys, I appreciate you being here. And let's go see Sherry. Bye-bye.